Okay, everyone, we've got 3 essential words for you today that are perfect for daily chats. Chloe, would you like to kick things off?
Happy to. My word is chaotic. It describes a situation that's incredibly busy and disordered, often in a stressful manner. For instance, my day was completely chaotic. I had to deal with a project deadline, my computer crashed, and I missed my train home.
Fantastic word, Chloe. Chaotic really captures that feeling when everything is happening at once and you can't catch a break. Here's my example. The mall was pure chaos during the holiday sale. It was impossible to move through the crowds.
That's the one. Your turn, Lucas. What's your word?
I've chosen fluke. This refers to something that happens purely by accident or chance, a surprising bit of luck. For instance, what a fluke! I randomly found my lost earring in the parking lot after I'd given up looking.
Oh, I love that term. It's for those moments when things just connect in an unbelievable way. Another example. Running into my childhood best friend in Paris was a total fluke. We hadn't seen each other in a decade.
Perfect! And our final word for today?
The last one is swamped. This means feeling buried by too many tasks or responsibilities. For instance, I felt completely swamped during finals week. There were just too many papers to write and exams to study for.
Such a relatable word. Swamped is when the workload feels insurmountable. My example would be, he was swamped with support after his presentation. So many people had questions and compliments.
Excellent. So to recap, we have chaotic, fluke, and swamped. Keep an ear out for these in our upcoming dialogue.
All right, listeners, here's our first conversation. Listen closely for those vocabulary words.
Now, let's listen to this first dialogue. A packed schedule.
Wow, Ben, you look worn out. How are you holding up? To be honest, Nina, it's been utterly chaotic. I've been in constant meetings since Tuesday, and I still have 2 presentations to prepare by tomorrow.
That sounds like you're swamped. I can definitely relate. My calendar has been just as packed. Actually, speaking of busy times, did you hear what occurred with Maya from marketing?
No, what's the story? Is she all right?
Yeah, it's quite something. You know how she's been anxious about locating a new place to live, right? She's been looking for weeks without any success.
Oh yeah, she brought that up. It's a brutal market out there.
Totally. So yesterday, she was grabbing a coffee at that new spot by the park. She was feeling totally swamped by the whole apartment search.
I can picture it. Apartment hunting is tough, even before you add in the pressure of a tight deadline.
Right. So she's sitting there looking about as stressed as we are, and a person at the neighboring table happens to hear her talking to her sister about her struggle.
Oh, this is getting good.
It gets wilder. The woman turns and says, "Pardon me, I couldn't help but hear. Are you searching for a studio apartment?" Maya was startled, but said she was.
That's pretty bold for a stranger, but I guess you miss every shot you don't take.
My thought exactly. So it turns out this woman is relocating overseas for a job in a few weeks, and she has a great apartment she needs to transfer the lease on.
You're kidding. What a fluke.
Right? But there's more. The place is only a 5-minute walk from Maya's job, has an amazing view, and the price is exactly what she wanted to pay.
That's incredible. It's like everything just fell into place perfectly.
That's precisely what Maya said. She told me she was in shock after all those weeks of chaotic searching and feeling swamped by dead ends. This fell right into her lap.
Did she sign the lease?
Absolutely. She moves in next month. She called her sister right from the cafe. The woman she met, Clara, even said she'd give her all the kitchenware.
That's wonderful. All that pressure must have just vanished in an instant.
Exactly. And here's the best part. Maya almost skipped that cafe. She normally makes coffee at home, but her morning was so chaotic that she ran out of beans.
So, if her morning had gone normally, she wouldn't have met Clara and would still be looking.
Bingo! It's funny how things work out. One tiny change can make all the difference.
that really puts things into a new light. Maybe our chaotic weeks aren't so bad if they can lead to amazing chances.
I love that perspective. Speaking of which, how are those presentations coming? Need a hand?
That's really generous of you. I think I've got it, but I'll probably need to put in a few extra hours tonight to feel prepared.
Well, the offer stands. Sometimes another perspective helps when you're feeling swamped.
I appreciate that, Nina. You know, hearing about Maya actually makes this crazy week seem a bit brighter.
Really? How?
Well, maybe something positive will come from all this madness. Maybe I'll connect with a new partner or discover a more efficient method or something.
Now that's the energy we need. You never know what fluke is waiting to happen.
Exactly. Thanks for telling me that story, Nina. I needed to hear that today.
Anytime. Now, should we dive back into our chaotic schedules?
Let's go. But first, I'm grabbing another espresso.
What a great exchange. Did you catch how smoothly Nina and Ben incorporated our new terms?
They really did. Chaotic, swamped, and fluke all appeared so naturally in their discussion about Maya's good fortune. Now, let's analyze what made this such an effective conversation for intermediate learners. A few key elements stand out. First, observe how Nina and Ben didn't just state facts. They built a full narrative with context, feelings, and a clear progression.
Interesting. So it was more than just simple chit-chat?
Precisely. This distinguishes an intermediate dialogue from a beginner one. Nina could have just said, "Maya found a place," but she built the entire scene. She specified the cafe's location, explained Maya's emotional state, and included the small detail about the coffee beans. This method of storytelling is key for B1, B2 speakers.
And Ben was actively involved the whole time, wasn't he?
Without a doubt, Ben used what we term active engagement markers. Phrases like, "This is getting good," and "That's incredible." These show he is following the story and prompt Nina to continue. This interaction creates a natural rhythm.
What about the use of vocabulary?
Excellent question. The vocabulary was integrated seamlessly. Chaotic was used multiple times in various contexts. Ben's work, Maya's search, and the reason she went out for coffee. This kind of repetition helps cement the word naturally. Swamped was used to express an emotional state, very common at this level, and fluke appeared at the perfect moment when something surprising and unlikely occurs.
The conversation also carried a positive message, didn't it?
Yes. Notice how they shifted from venting about their busy week to adopting an optimistic viewpoint. This emotional journey is typical in intermediate dialogues. They're not just about facts, but about sharing experiences and deriving meaning. Ben even applied Maya's story to his own circumstances, demonstrating deeper comprehension.
So there were multiple levels to interpret?
Exactly. On the surface, two co-workers talking. On a deeper level, offering mutual support during a stressful time, sharing a hopeful story, and finding a silver lining. This layered complexity is what intermediate learners must grasp, understanding not just the words, but the intent behind them and their impact on the relationship.
That makes perfect sense. Ready for our next set of words?
Perfect timing, Chloe. Let's present 3 more practical terms for our next dialogue.
Our next trio of words is just as useful. I'll begin with nuanced. This describes something with subtle, slight distinctions in meaning or expression. For example, there was a nuanced shift in his attitude after the feedback. He wasn't angry, just more thoughtful.
Brilliant word, Chloe. Nuanced is ideal for capturing those fine details that are easily missed but significant. My example, the nuanced flavors in the dish made it truly exceptional. You could taste hints of herbs and citrus.
Great example. Your word, Lucas?
I picked hesitant. This means to be unsure or pause before doing something, typically due to uncertainty or doubt. For example, she was hesitant to endorse the plan because several important details were still unclear.
That's a very practical word. It indicates a person isn't outright refusing, but they have some apprehension. Here's my example. He was hesitant to voice his opinion in the group chat, worried it might start an argument.
Exactly. And our final word, Chloe?
The last one is decisive. This means able to make choices quickly and confidently. For example, the manager was very decisive during the crisis. She gave clear instructions that helped everyone stay calm.
Perfect choice. Decisive is crucial for describing effective action. My example would be, his decisive move to invest early proved to be incredibly successful for the business.
Wonderful. So we have nuanced, hesitant, and decisive. 3 words that really help describe different approaches and reactions.
These words will definitely add depth to our next conversation. Now, let's hear them in action. Here's our second dialogue.
Alex, perfect timing. We're still on for my gathering this Saturday, right?
Absolutely. I'll be there, Sophia. I have to say, though, I'm a bit hesitant about the venue. The Grand Hotel seems pretty upscale, doesn't it?
Well, it's a special occasion, and I was pretty decisive about marking it properly. I booked it ages ago.
I get that, and I want to celebrate with you. It's just that my budget is really limited this month. Can I be straight with you?
Of course, always. What's up?
I've been hesitant to bring this up, but my hours were reduced at work recently. It was that, or risk being laid off entirely.
Alex, I had no idea. You've been so nuanced about it. I mean, you haven't acted any differently or said anything.
I didn't want to make it a big thing, but spending a lot on a single night out is a real concern for me right now.
I totally understand. You know, I did notice a nuanced change. You've been skipping a few more group outings lately, and now I see why.
You picked up on that? I thought I was being pretty low-key about it.
You were, but I know you. When someone who's always up for anything becomes hesitant about going out, there's usually a reason.
That's really perceptive. I've been struggling with how to handle this. I don't want to be the friend who's always talking about money, but I also can't keep up like before.
Alex, you should have been more decisive and just told me. I'd never want you to be uncomfortable, especially for something that's supposed to be fun.
I know, but it's tough to talk about financial strain. There's a nuanced but real embarrassment that comes with it.
I understand, but you're my friend. Listen, what if we adjust the plan? I could be decisive here and push the hotel reservation to next quarter when things might be better for you.
No, Sophia, I don't want to change your plans. Everyone is probably excited about the hotel.
Actually, can I confess something? I've been a little hesitant about that place too. It seems a bit impersonal, and I was worried it wouldn't feel like a real celebration.
Really? You seemed so set on it when you first told us.
I was being decisive about booking somewhere nice, but truthfully, I think I'd enjoy a cozier setting more. There's something nuanced about a personal gathering that you lose in a big, formal hotel.
So what are you thinking?
What if we hosted at my place instead? I could make a big dinner, we could all hang out, and it would be much more relaxed and intimate.
That sounds amazing, but you shouldn't have to cook for your own party. That doesn't seem fair.
But I love to cook, and there's a nuanced sincerity to sharing a meal you made with friends. It feels more authentic than a restaurant.
If you're sure, I'd love to contribute. I could bring drinks or a dessert. My chocolate mousse is pretty famous.
Perfect. And Alex, please be more decisive about this stuff going forward. Financial stuff is temporary, but friendships shouldn't have to adjust for it.
You're completely right. I was being too nuanced about my situation instead of just being upfront. I should trust that real friends will get it and work with me.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with being hesitant about pricey plans when you're on a budget. That's just being smart.
Thanks for being so cool about this, Sophia. I was hesitant to have this talk, but I'm really glad I did.
Me too. You know what? I think this will be way better than the original idea. There's a nuanced importance to celebrating with people who matter in a place where everyone can relax.
I couldn't agree more. Should I let the rest of the group know about the switch?
That would be great. Just be decisive and explain that it was my choice to change it. I don't want anyone thinking it's about money.
Actually, Sophia, I think I should be honest with everyone. I've been too nuanced about my situation, and maybe being more direct will make it easier for others to speak up if they're in a similar spot.
That's a really thoughtful way to handle it, Alex. I think you'll find many people have been hesitant to talk about finances, but they'll respect your honesty.
You're probably right. Sometimes being decisive about tough subjects actually strengthens your connections.
Absolutely. Now, should we brainstorm a menu? I'm thinking French-themed since you're bringing mousse.
Sounds ideal. This is going to be the best party ever.
What a genuine discussion. You could really hear how our vocabulary terms fit perfectly into their real-world problem solving.
Yes, they used hesitant, nuanced, and decisive so realistically while working through a common friendship dilemma.
This dialogue showcases a critical skill for intermediate learners, navigating sensitive subjects with tact. Sophia and Alex didn't just make small talk. They handled a potentially uncomfortable money conversation with empathy and respect.
Talking about finances can be so tricky, can't it?
It really can. Notice how Alex was initially hesitant to bring up his reduced income. This is very true to life. We often avoid difficult talks, even with good friends. But Sophia had picked up on nuanced changes in his usual behavior.
Sophia was incredibly supportive throughout.
She was. She demonstrated advanced listening skills. When Alex opened up, Sophia didn't dismiss it. She acknowledged she had noticed nuanced shifts, which made him feel seen and validated their friendship.
How about the way they resolved the venue issue?
A textbook example of collaborative problem solving. Sophia could have been upset about changing her party plans, but instead, she was decisive about finding a solution that worked for both of them. She didn't make Alex feel bad, and she even shared her own hesitation about the hotel's atmosphere.
So they both had reservations about the original plan from the start?
Exactly. This highlights how misunderstandings can create unnecessary anxiety. Alex assumed Sophia was dead set on the hotel, while she actually had her own doubts. Through open communication, they discovered a solution that actually suited both of their preferences better.
The conversation had a really positive arc, didn't it?
It did. It evolved from simple logistics to deeper values like honesty, trust, and supporting friends during tough times. This emotional maturity is exactly what intermediate learners should aim for, engaging in conversations that build stronger relationships, not just share information.